Good day to Doctor and everyone. We are from Group 2, Tutorial 2, and today we are going to present and give further explanation about the case study of measuring and managing employee turnover. Our group members are Erna, Dinda, Alia, Nadia, and myself, Rafael. In today's presentation, we will look into the 6 content which consists of overview of case study, concise statements, problem statements, possible alternative, pros and cons of alternative, and the last one is preferred alternative.
Hello, I'm Alia, and now we are going to proceed to the first part of the presentation, which is the overview of the case study. So, the case study of measuring and managing employee turnover is about Rhonda's Garvey experience as an assistant manager at one of Tasty Mac restaurant. So, before that, let me tell you briefly about the company background of Tasty Macs. Tasty Macs was first founded in the year of 1955 in upstate New York as a family restaurant chain. They had a total of 9 restaurants, with 6 of them being a standalone restaurant and 3 of them are located in food court of Aries Mall, which is one of Rhonda's restaurant as well. So the company culture was built around 9 core values, which is first the golden rule, which is to treat people as what you want to be treated. Second is customer focus. Third is professionalism, promotion based on work performance, investment in staff training, diversity in terms of culture, races, and others, caring, cost control versus product quality, and also simplicity in their procedures as well. So those are the 9 core values that the company culture have. So as what I had mentioned before, Rhonda's restaurant is located in the food court of one of upstate New York busiest mall, but it now has a reputation for being a bad store due to the high employee turnover and other employee related issues. So the reason that Rhonda's has highlighted in the case study was the transportation and commute issues, absenteeism and poor timeliness, violation of rules, the store manager's favoritism or autocratic leadership style that has caused the employee turnover to be high. So Ronda's want to reduce the employee turnover for her restaurants, but she must first convince the seriousness of the issue towards the management, whose attention was focused on other problems such as increasing the sales or controlling the cost. So, what kind of remedial plan should she propose, and how could she create a business case for it to gain a managerial support? So, we will dive further in this case study in this presentation. So, now I'll pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Alia, for the brief overview of the case study. My name is Rafael Iskandar, and I will take the floor to give 10 concise statements related to the case study. Number 1. Jubilee Mall Tasty Macs unit is a problematic store due to excessive unit turnover and employee-related problems. In the case study, it has stated that employees at the Jubilee Mall store had an average turnover of 9 months, which means that the employees would leave before completing their first year of employment. In addition, this unit of Tasty Macs store had lost 9 staff over the previous fiscal quarter, which equivalent to the number of entire staff for an 8-hour shift that had to be replaced. Number 2. Employee turnover was influenced by both transportation and commute. Most employees at Tasty Macs are people who did not own vehicles. That means that they rely on public transportation, including buses, to get to their work. However, the bus schedule in the city was unclear. Employees were frequently late or walk off the work before the end of their shift, and this will result in disciplinary warning from the management. Number 3. Employee turnover was influenced by absenteeism and bad punctuality. It was pretty unusual for bus riding employees to arrive late for their shifts due to the effects of weather and traffic. Employees also failed to comply with company policy to give 4-hour notice if they did not want to come to work. This will also result in disciplinary warning. In addition, Rhonda has also mentioned that she never found that all her employees showing up on time during her employment time with Testimax. Number 4. Employee turnover was influenced by violation of company rules. Most employees has gotten a written up disciplinary warning because of several violations, including wearing improper dress, not following sanitation and safety procedures, violating labor laws, having disagreement with the members of the store's management team, being rude to the customer, and also giving related family or friends an unauthorized discount. Number 5. Variety of behaviors resulting from employee diversity occasionally clash with company policies. Due to diversity, Rhonda has mentioned that her unit's employees was very vocal and opinionated. The employee will not back down if someone gets in their way. Most supervisors will see this as insubordinate behavior, which will also result in another written up warning. Number 6. Employee turnover was influenced by the store manager's leadership style. Several managers have found out to not being fair in giving their employees disciplinary warnings, especially which related to punctuality. Moreover, there are also several supervisors who have threatened their employees to reduce their working hours if they are feeling displeased with them. Therefore, a poor working environment is created, resulting in employees seeking a better employment. Number 7. Rhonda realized that employee turnover will give a negative impact to her store. In the end of the case study, Rhonda has mentioned that employee turnover resulting in negative impact on Testimax, especially on operational costs, employee morale, and productivity for the company in general. Number 8. Decreasing employee turnover would boost profitability and competitiveness for the chain. Number 9. Testimax did not see employee turnover as a serious problem. The management of Testimax tend to believe that turnover was viewed as a normal and unavoidable in quick service restaurant. Even though employee turnover rate was approximately half that of the industry average, the management attention was focused on other problems such as increasing sales and controlling food costs. Number 10. Reducing employee turnover requires significant financial investment. Rhonda believed that the solution to reduce employee turnover will require a lot of funds. So she realized that she needed to shake up company management by demonstrating the financial and strategic impact of turnover on the company, as the company did not see this as a serious problem. That's all from me. I will pass my floor to the other presenter.
And next, we are going to present the problem statements of the case study, and I'm Alia. So, a problem statement is basically a concise summary of the issues or challenges that any case study is trying to solve. So, there are two main problem statements that can identify in this case study of measuring and managing employee turnover. So the first problem statement that we identify is first, Ronda's restaurant 122.7% annual turnover rate is almost double of other Testimax stores due to the transportation issues, poor punctuality, rules violations, and also leadership style. She should prepare a potential solutions to avoid negative impacts on the business performance. So in this problem statement, we could clearly identify what is the major problem and why the problem matters. So the average employee turnover rate in other units of Testimax stores was at 66.3%. However, Ronda Restaurant turnover rate is double the amount, which is at 122.7%. It is clearly a big issue because of the high turnover rate. The high turnover rate will bring negative impact to the business performance such as now they are currently being known as a bad store. So she should prepare any remedial plan to solve the problem. So the second problem statement that we have identified in this case study is obtaining support for the potential solution would be difficult as Tasty Max corporate managers had been unconcerned about the situation. Rhonda must persuade management that the situation is serious in order to gain their support on the solution idea. So in this problem statement, the major problem is with the management issues. The management is being unconcerned about the situation and focus on other problem instead. So this problem significantly matters because Rhonda's need their support as her solution would require a substantial amount of financial investment. So once she have their support, she could execute her solution idea to solve the employee turnover rate issues. So these two problem statements need to be addressed in this presentation. So the alternative solution will be presented by Erna. The floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Nur Erna Shafina binti Abu Hassan. So from the slide that we discussed earlier, we have figured out a few things that make Tasty Max restaurant employee turnover is higher. So now I will discuss a possible alternative that can address from that problem. First of all, pursue management to give higher wages to employee. As highlighted in the case study, transportation and commuting is one of the issues because most university students and local students from affluent family rejected minimum wages fast food job. So by offering a higher wages can encourage employee to be more enthusiastic in doing the job as they assume that the wages that they got are worth it even though they are facing transportation and commuting issues. Besides, when the management gives higher wages to employee, the employee claims that money is covering their transportation costs. So they will not feel impressed when commuting from their workplace. The other alternative is to provide a shelter for employee nearby the workplace. As mentioned in the case study, working class people did not own and have access to private vehicle. By providing the shelter to employees near to the workplace, it will address the transportation issue, punctuality, and absenteeism due to vagaries of weather, traffic, and others. Next, employee training is one of the alternatives to solve the violation to the rule issues. Employee training is a process wherein employees are taught the skills and processes necessary to complete their job. This can include the job as a whole or specific tasks and aspects related to their job in question. The goal of employees training is to create structured learning that allow employees to succeed in their role. From the case study, the violation to the rule like wearing improper dress, not following sanitation and safety procedure, violating labor law, closing the store early, and so on is a driver to the higher employees turnover. So from having a training or workshop, the employee become more concerned about the rule while working. The training can be guidance to employee in dealing with customer and be more disciplined in doing their job. This employee training can avoid the issue of bringing behavior and attitude to workplace that clash with managerial or company policy. This eventually can boost the company's profile from gaining reputation for a bad store due to restaurant excessive turnover and employees related problem to gaining a good reputation whenever this problem has been solved. The third alternative to address a store manager's leadership style is to persuade management to establish a better human resource relation in the organizations. This can be seen in the case study that manager favors certain employee with preferential treatment. So to avoid any bias, the company should make a performance review process. Performance review process is a formal assessment in which a manager evaluates an employee's work performance not by their favor. Hence, managers should be more professional in making any judgment because if they make a decision with any favorable, it may not be fair to other employees in the organizations. Besides, communication, coaching, and support between manager and employee will address the bias. when managers are dealing with the bias can lead to poor decision and even discrimination. As a leader in the organization, the management can implement strategy to minimize bias for more inclusive work environment by bringing diverse perspectives together effectively for more thoughtful decision. So that's all from me. I will pass the floor to the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Dinda, and I'll explain the pros and cons of each alternative solutions. The first is employee incentive. The first advantage is that it motivates employees and increases productivity. High performers have an incentive to help low performing teammates improve when rewards and recognition are given at the team level, which can increase overall team productivity over time. Secondly, it strengthens the succession pipeline. When employees strive to meet performance goals, they frequently make an effort to improve their skills in the process, allowing them to perform their jobs more effectively to reach the goals. Third, it encourages retention. Employee job satisfaction and overall loyalty to the company are enhanced by a good incentive program. There are also disadvantages. The first one, it may encourage deception. Employees may look for ways to make their performance appear good, even if their actual results are not aligned with the incentive target in these cases, and the positive incentive may become a negative incentive. Secondly, misaligned incentives. A well designed incentive program encourages and reinforces behavior that leads to long term success. A poorly designed program may encourage people to engage in risky and irresponsible behavior that eventually undermines the organization. Third is employee resentment. Employees who put in their best effort but do not receive bonuses may become resentful of the top performers. Some employees give up when they realize they cannot compete, and their performance suffers as a result. Employee training is important for a company's growth. One of the most important advantages of employee training is that it increases job satisfaction by providing opportunities for learning and career advancement. Training shows employees that their company values them. Secondly, increase employee motivation. When the company provides learning opportunities for the employees, they can put their new skills to work and take on new challenges, increasing their enthusiasm for their work. Third, improved knowledge equals increased profit. Employees learn skills through effective training programs, which result in tangible benefits such as increased sales, fewer accidents, improved processes, and happier customers. Fourth, increase employee retention. If employees see that the company is willing to invest in their success and provide them with learning opportunities, they will feel more valued as employees and more empowered to do their jobs. Employee training has many advantages, but it also has a few drawbacks that can make it difficult to train employees effectively. The first disadvantage is high cost. Employee training costs can be expensive for small and medium-sized businesses. Travel, training facilities, in-house training development, and equipment costs can add up quickly. Secondly, it requires time away from work. Employees spend time training away from their jobs. It's possible that the management won't be able to accommodate a large number of non-working hours for employees. Third is poor training can lead to poor quality work. It takes time and effort to create high quality training materials and find qualified instructors. And improper training with incorrect knowledge can lead to negative outcomes. Now let's move on to the pros and cons of human resource management. The first advantage is retaining employees. Human resource management oversees the working environment provided to the employees, ensuring that they have a sanitary working environment, better remuneration, and additional benefits and facilities. As a result, employees form long term bonds with the company. Secondly, motivating employees. Human resource management motivates employees by rewarding them for their achievements and providing benefits. It examines their output level in order to determine their incentives, which boosts worker morale overall. Third, improves employee relations. Human resource management focuses on establishing positive relationships between management and employees in order to ensure business continuity. Human resource management improves employer-employee coordination by incorporating employee ideas and suggestions into policy development. There are also disadvantages. The first one is added cost and time. A successful human resource department takes time to set up. There will almost certainly be a learning curve as the new department gets up to speed, as well as a long period of adjustment for management and the employees. Secondly, unpredictability. Another significant limitation is the inability to predict external events and people's behavior. Human resource management requires the full cooperation of all employees and top management in order to be implemented successfully. It may not produce the desired results if top management does not provide adequate support. Third is insufficient information. The performance of human resource management systems is harmed by lack of essential information about employees. Before implementing the systems, managers need a good database of employees. Some businesses do not maintain the proper data of their workforce and therefore need to acquire, retrieve, and store the required information. That is all from me. I will pass the floor to the next presenter.
Thank you, Dinda. My name is Nur Nadia and I will explain about what are the preferred alternatives that management can do to improve the transportation and commuting issue, which is management can do an employee incentive where they provide the accommodation nearby the company and give higher salary to their employees. So, the logic behind this action is that by providing accommodation near the firm, for its employee, management may make it easier for working class people to get to work because they do not have their own private vehicles. It can also reduce the time it takes for employees to go to work and help them be more punctual. Rather than having to wait for public transportation, they just can walk to work since the accommodation provided by the company is nearby. So the next logic for the action is management can pay their employees more so that they can support the transportation costs, which have been identified as an issue in this case study, so that they would feel less burdened when they go to work, since they will have enough money to cover all their expenses in daily life. They will be motivated to complete their task and give it their best because of they get pay higher salary. So they will arrive early and will have no excuse for poor performance at work. Next, what is the planned action for the alternative? There are 3 employee incentive plans that company can do, such as individual incentive, team-based incentive, and hybrid incentive. So first, individual employee incentive plan are compensation programs that focus on the target and reward for just one member. The advantage of an individual incentive program is the recognition it gives individual for their efforts. This type of recognition not only motivate the employees to keep up the good work but also can motivate the others. Next, team-based or group incentive plans are similar to individual one, except the reward are for group of employees and based on a group or organizational performance. The advantage of group incentive is positive peer pressure, which one article mentioned that the employees are often motivated by the fear of letting down their team members, while each team member brings their own unique skill set and experience. This difference also can balance a team and motivate everyone to do their best in their assigned roles. In a best case scenario, group incentive can empower employees to work harmoniously, and in the worst case scenario, the exact opposite could be happen. Lastly, hybrid incentive plan is to curb the possible challenges from either individual or group incentive plan. Some leaders lean toward a hybrid plan. This type of plan includes an overall group incentive as well as individual incentive for employees. This allows employees who individually go above and beyond to be rewarded while simultaneously recognizing group effort and value. The hybrid approach also gives other employees an opportunity to gain some recognition for their effort for the whole collective. So this lowers the chances of an overly competitive environment development. That's all from our tutorial to Group 2. Hope you enjoy with our video and thank you for listening. Don't forget to participate our Kahoot quiz. Thank you.